Welcome, Ted, American Head Charge. Great to see you.
Thanks, man.
Welcome back to Hollywood. How's it feel?
Great. It's great to be back.
New album, new tour?
Really psyched. Yeah, it's sold out tonight, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, man. So you got COAL Chamber and Filter on the tour. How'd the show go last night?
Awesome. And Combi Christ and St. Ridley, too. So, yeah, it's actually 5 bands going on. Yeah.
Wow, that's value for money right there.
Yeah, yeah.
But take us back. How'd you get started in music? Who were your heroes? How'd you get involved in this crazy world?
Man, well, my dad's a musician, so he's a drummer. I started playing drums when I was young, and then switched over to guitar, and yeah. Then met my friend Karma from Head Charge, who was friends with my my friend also Jakey Lee from Ozzy's band. So Jakey introduced Karma and another friend of ours, and then him and I got in touch, and 5 years later he called and asked me to come join the band for a run, and kind of took off from there.
Amazing. So how many years you been in the band?
2.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. So I know the band's got a bit of a history here, with the whole Rick Rubin, the first album and all that. What's the energy as the band got back together? What's the focal point? What's the strength of the band now that you're in this new chapter?
Well, I'd say the creativity and songwriting is flowing. I mean, the new album I'm totally psyched for, man. Like it's got elements of the past, but then a kind of a new modern direction too. And we just signed with Napalm Records, so it'll be out hopefully later this summer.
And what was the creative process of bringing these songs together? How do songs come together? People come in with a riff or an idea?
Yeah, Chad and Cameron are the primary songwriters, and sometimes Cameron might bring a whole song to the table that he wrote, vocal-wise, lyrics, the music, everything. Or Chad might have the music, and then Cameron brings the lyrics, and then other guys like Karma and Justin also participate and bring in riffs and keyboard ideas and stuff. So all came together. We recorded in Kentucky for 2 months and just camping out at the studio every day, so it was great.
So now how did you choose this producer in studio?
Working with Dave Fortman, and he actually worked on our Shoot EP, and he's a friend of Karma's, and he's done Slipknot, Mudvayne, Evanescence, New Godsmack, and he's got a great ear. I love him, and he's been actually just doing the mixing right now for the record, so yeah, it's really coming along together. Yeah.
So I know you guys played Download last year. How was that?
Oh, that was amazing. That was probably one of the most memorable shows for me. It was like one of my biggest festivals.
So the energy was off the hook.
Yeah, it was great.
You step out and it's just a wave of people.
Bodies of people, yeah. Just sea of people everywhere,
So who'd you play with that day?
We were direct support for Behemoth that day. I think the headliner was Linkin Park that night. We took a shuttle van with Offspring, so that was pretty fun to the stages, So there was so many bands. We got to see Quicksand, Rob Zombie. Man, a lot of great bands. I can't even think of them all. Jakey Lee played also. Red Dragon Cartel. He's doing really good. Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of camaraderie, obviously, with all the bands, and you get to see people that you've toured with, or that know each other.
Yeah.
But what's the greatest thing about a festival compared to like a club gig?
Well, I mean, the festival is just like the amount of people that you play to within like 45 minutes,
Yeah.
And we reach so many people that way. But again, it's like there's a lot further out where
you're kind of removed
from
the front.
Yeah, there's like security line and a long barrier. But then in the small clubs like tonight, it's going to be awesome. They're right up in your face. You feel the energy and the sweat. Yeah, and I love it. So. Yeah.
Kind of feed off the energy.
Mm-hmm.
That's beautiful. Now, what other bands have you toured with?
I've toured with Justin Fowler. Hey, Justin.
Hey.
Can you join us for a second?
Yeah.
1 second. Just say hi.
Hey.
What other bands have we toured with?
Slipknot, Mudvayne, Slayer, Rammstein.
Yeah.
That's the
Slipknot,
old.
Yeah, I know you said that.
Yeah. I mean,
a lot.
COAL Chamber.
COAL Chamber, no, yeah.
Soil. We just got off to Static X. Yeah, we did a few things with those guys. What else is going on? Yeah, go for it. I don't know.
A lot of bands. Touring with a lot of bands.
Yeah.
So what was your favorites? Who are the greatest guys to tour with?
Okay. Probably in recent, probably most significant memory, I would say my favorite tour was with Psycho Stick. That's just because I'm like a super nerd and I really like their music, and it doesn't take itself so seriously that, like, you know, like they're fun. There's no attitude at all. It's just like you're just always having a good time on that tour. So I don't know. That was really great. That really made me kind of like love touring, even though I.
Sure. So you guys got an exciting new album coming out. Pumped for it. What all that you've seen in the business? What advice do you guys have to the young bands, the musicians trying to do what you guys do? What do you tell them?
Well, there are a couple things. I usually tell them to quit while they're ahead and get a real job, but they probably won't listen to that. So, you know, focus on writing cool songs. You know,
Songwriting, write great
keep
songs.
write great songs. You know, do. One of my things is like, you know, diversify your listening. Don't, you know, if you want to be in a killer metal band, listen to things that aren't metal records. You know what I mean? Like, go to the record, go to like the Salvation Army, Goodwill, like record thing, and find, you know, George Jones and Tammy Wynette and enrich yourself with that.
Yeah.
No, I don't know, but maybe not that. That's
BB
probably
King.
BB King. Hey, that's going to help you.
Bring something new to the mood, the stew.
Just, you know, listen to some damn classical music, you know, like just go outside your thinking. And then the other thing, keep your hands on your business, you know who you're working with all the time, and don't, it's really easy to just like listen to somebody who, it's really easy to listen to somebody who goes, yeah, I got this for you. And then, you know, you're like, good, because I have no idea what I'm doing. And then they just run with it and you're screwed.
Right.
You know, so keep your hands and your eyes on your business at all times. Remember that it's not just like a creative endeavor, but it's a business too. If you want it to be, you know, if you want to make it a lifestyle and you're touring and you're putting out records and that's a thing, like, you can't just ignore that fact.
Yeah. How about you? Advice?
Definitely songwriting. Songwriting, yeah. Focus on the songwriting.
Yeah.
You know,
Songs
put the
is what
time
goes
into
on
that,
forever,
right? Record them. You know, some bands I see a lot will play shows and never record any songs or have like a demo tape to hand out or anything, or so they'll play live shows, but people won't have anything to take with them. So I think when you're first starting out, take your time to write the songs. Don't worry about getting out there and playing them, and then record them, and then, you know, try to hone your craft that way. So
Sure.
take your time. I mean, I was 16 when I was doing that, and
Right.
I did it backwards. Nobody told me, you know,
Yeah.
but I learned, had fun with it, you know.
So I know you guys were in some of those, you know, final years of Wayne Static. What was Wayne like? Any Wayne stories?
You know, Wayne was always actually really fun to tour with. You know, he kept to himself a lot. Like, you know, it's not all, you know, parties and shenanigans, but, you know, it's fun Wayne Static stories. Yeah, you know, I mean, my favorite memories were always when it was time for more shots.
Yes.
You know,
he came
like,
up and did shots with us in the last couple shows we did with him.
Yep,
That was fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Totally surprised, just walked out with shots.
Yeah, walked out with shots, served us shots. That's cool. Because it was time for more shots.
It was, always.
But, yeah.
So now, what makes Coal Chamber a good tour package for the people that are checking this out?
Man, it's heavy. They sound great. I mean, I can't even.
Yeah, they do.
After being gone for a while, like, and they come back and they're tearing it up, man. They can't believe it. I like. Yeah, their production is just killer. So I mean, you know, between this whole bill, I think is just, it's cool. It's cool. You know, it's only our second day, so, you know, there's a lot of digging in still to do. Yeah.
Right, fresh. How long does this tour go for?
It's about 6 weeks.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You got any summer festivals? Anything lined up?
Yeah, well, after this tour, we're heading over to the UK and Europe with Coal Chamber and Soil.
Okay.
And
Dope for a
while,
UK
yeah,
run,
for the UK, yep. And then right now we're working on summer festivals, but as this keeps rolling, I'm sure we'll get more news. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. And after this album, what What heights are left to conquer? What do you hope to achieve next with American Head Charge?
Man, that's a tough question to answer because our, you know, it's right now just really focusing on just the day-to-day stuff of making sure that we can get this to work. So as far as like a projection and a, you know, working on another record, we have ideas, we have, you know, songs even, but it's just a matter of like right now we're really focusing on this batch of work and creating success with that.
Sure. Well, I don't know if you guys have heard, but they're tearing down the House of Blues.
I've heard about that. Yeah.
So, you guys are in the, the last few months of this hallowed hall here. Sunset Strip, man. Any great
awesome.
memories of coming to LA and doing shows?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I think, after basically, aside from like the Viper Room and the tiny little thing, we've, we played the Whiskey, played here, played when the Key Club was around.
Okay.
Just coming and knocking it out, catching people at the Rainbow, going, oh, yep, there's Lemmy. Like that whole thing.
Down the bar.
Yep.
I had a great time here in '08 with Ministry. They played here, and I was actually their tour manager for the '06 run, so I came back just to see Al and the gang and stuff, and we had a great night here. I won't forget that one for sure. It was fun. Yeah.
Always raging.
That was on the See You Late tour, but they're back again too. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't give it up, man.
Yeah.
So much.
I had actually, it was funny because the very last time that I had saw Al when in Texas when I was living with him after the tour, we got drunk and had a going away party, and he punched me in the face, right? We were so drunk. I had a black eye, right? So I came back and he was doing a sound check here, and he's like, "Ted, hey, get over here. Let me give you another black eye," right? It's crazy. And then we ended up just partying all night. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a good
Amazing
time.
stuff. So what's the biggest difference going over to Europe with the crowds? What do you see as the biggest difference?
UK, man. UK is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there are a lot of things about like setting up a tour, in the UK versus setting up a tour in America that are worlds apart. It's a lot easier to kind of reach a lot of people with smaller moves over there because it's, the island. It's,
Right.
a couple countries and there you
Cover a
are.
country in 3 shows.
And right, exactly. Or, you can. But over here, it's like advertising, you can't just advertise a show in Chicago and, you got a tour, you got to like hit Chicago and New York, like you got to, it's just not as effective. Like the coverage isn't as effective.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The people over there, I've always said for a long time, like the way they listen to music, I think is, a little more kind of broad strokes. They can like
Less radio oriented.
yeah, and they can like this and they can like that and they can like all these different kinds of music, and there's not
segregated.
not as much.
Yeah.
Not as much. I think that's just kind of like a, we really do that over here. Well, you like band X and I think they suck and I'll never listen. You know what I mean? Like, hey.
Another body.
Yep. L.A.
Yeah, man.
So they're more open, and then once they like you forever. It's not like a single-oriented kind of a radio thing.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, there's a lot more. I mean, we really luck out though, I would say, with some kind of like really tenacious fans. Like, once people love Head Charge, they kind of just stay on. Like, we have people who come up to me who are like, I started listening to you when I was 12 years old. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Oh, but, they're still in, these many years later, getting on 15 years later, still just as stoked. I mean, people bringing their children. This is
cool.
strange, but,
Sure.
yeah, I mean, we luck out that way over here and over there. Ah,
We got to wrap this up, so.
Okay.
there I go.